Assalamu alaikum. Class 7 students, you are most welcome here in your new journey, in your new class, that is class 7th. As you know, this is Nazir sir going to teach you mathematics in this year in class 7th. And let me warmly welcome you here in your new class. And I hope whatever I will teach you, either via YouTube or offline, and I hope you all will understand it very well. And I pray to Almighty Allah give you the understanding to understand the things properly, to understand the mathematics properly, so that you will shine and inshallah you will rise. So my dear students, this is the first class of your mathematics book and the first chapter of your unit 1 syllabus, and the name of the chapter is knowing our numbers. As you know, we have to know the numbers, and we have to know all types of numbers with which we have to deal in mathematics. In knowing our numbers, the first chapter of your mathematics, we are supposed to give you the introduction. As a teacher, I am supposed to give you the introduction of different types of numbers. The first type of numbers that I am going to introduce before you is natural numbers. Natural numbers. My dear students, you know what are natural numbers. All the counting numbers whose existence was by nature, and they are as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and dash dash. These counting numbers are called natural numbers because they start from 1. The first type of numbers in your number system, in the topic knowing our numbers, and the knowing our numbers, we are to know the first type of numbers, that is called natural numbers. And natural numbers are all those counting numbers which starts from 1 and goes up to infinity. So there are infinite number of natural numbers. Second type of numbers that we have to understand, and that type is called whole numbers. What are now whole numbers? All the natural numbers including 0. If we include 0 in these natural numbers and the place of 0 was given before 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and dash dash, these numbers are now called whole numbers. Have you got it? So natural numbers, all the counting numbers which starts from 1. Whole numbers, all the natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. So my dear students, these are the two types of numbers that we have to understand first. Then after, the group of whole numbers is now classified. That is called classification. Classification of whole numbers. Now whole numbers are classified as number 1, even numbers, and number 2, odd numbers. This is the classification of whole numbers, even numbers and odd numbers. What are now even numbers out of these whole numbers? You have now whole numbers in front of you. This is the list of whole numbers. These whole numbers are classified as even numbers and odd numbers. Out of all these whole numbers, which whole numbers are called even numbers? The numbers which are multiples of 2. Multiples of 2 are called even numbers. How we will get the multiples of 2 from this list? So the procedure is, you have to multiply each whole number by 2, like 2 into 0, result is 0. 2 into 1 is equal to 2. 2 into 2 is equal to 4. 2 into 3 is equal to 6. 2 into 4 is equal to 8, and so on. This is the list of multiples of 2, and all these multiples of 2 are called even numbers. So my dear students, you will remember this thing. Even numbers are the multiples of 2. So in the multiple list, the first even number from whole numbers is 0. So 0 is even. How it is even? Because when we multiply 0 by 2, it results to 0. And this means 0 is the multiple of 2. Now the question is, any student can ask the question that, sir, 0 is the multiple of 3 also. But we have nothing to do with that. 0 is multiple of 3, multiple of 4, multiple of 5, whatever it is. But we have to see whether it is multiple of 2 or not. And we got it. 0 is multiple of 2, so finally it is an even number. 2 is multiple of 2, it is an even number. 4 is multiple of 2, it is an even number. 6 is multiple of 2, it is an even number. And 8 is multiple of 2, it is an even number. Now what are odd numbers? Those numbers which are not multiples of 2. In the list of whole numbers, those numbers which are not multiples of 2. जो 2 के multiples में नहीं आते हैं, वो सारे number होते हैं odd numbers. Is it clear? So the first odd number is, here 0 is multiple of 2, so it is even. 1 is not multiple of 2, so it is odd. 2 is multiple of 2, it is even. And 3 is not multiple of 2, it is odd. 5 is odd, 7 is odd, 9 is odd, and etc. These are odd numbers because these numbers are not multiples of 2. So my dear students, again the topic is knowing our numbers. We have to know the numbers. The first number that we have to know is natural. So what are natural numbers? All the counting numbers which starts from 1 are called natural numbers. Second type of numbers is whole numbers. All the natural numbers including 0. When 0 was included in the list of natural numbers, the numbers now are called whole numbers. Classification of whole numbers. As whole numbers are classified as even numbers and odd numbers. So what are even numbers? Multiples of 2 are called even numbers. And what are odd numbers? The numbers which are not multiples of 2 are called odd numbers. How will we get the multiples of 2 from the whole number list? So the procedure is, you have to multiply each whole number by 2 and the result is multiple of 2. And out of the list of this multiple of 2, if any number does not exist in this list, that is not the multiple of 2. So that number is now then odd number. Is it clear? Then after, this whole number list is further classified as, in the third part, that is called prime numbers. And what are prime numbers? Prime numbers are those numbers which have exactly 2 factors. Having exactly 2 factors, जिसमें सिर्फ 2 factors होते हैं, 1 and the number itself. 1 and the number itself. This is called a prime number. Factor means by which you can completely divide, which leaves remainder 0. That is called prime number factor. So what are prime numbers? A number which has exactly 2 factors, and the factors must be 1 and the number itself, and these numbers are called prime numbers. Okay. And the fourth type is composite numbers. What are the composite numbers in the list of whole numbers? Numbers having more than 2 factors. Numbers having more than 2 factors. numbers having more than two factors are called composite numbers. So a number which has exactly two factors, one and the number itself, that is prime. But a number, if it has more than two factors, it is then composite number. Is it clear? So if I will give you the example of prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc. So in the list of prime numbers, you will observe every prime number odd except 2. 2 is the only even prime number. Now come to the composite numbers. In the example of composite numbers, you have 4. First, 0 neither is prime nor is composite. 1 neither is prime nor is composite, because 0 and 1 have not two factors. If they have not two, how is possible that they will have more than two? So these two are such numbers which neither exist in the list of prime nor in the list of composite. Then after 1 there is the first prime number, that is 2. 3 is the prime, and so on. In the composite, 4 is the first, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, etc. These are called composite numbers. If you will observe this list of composite numbers, you will observe that in this list there are some numbers even and some numbers odd. As after 12 it is 14, it is 15, 15 is odd. So composite numbers are even as well as odd. This is the list of composite numbers. Again, I will recapitulate it. My dear students, we have to go through the first chapter of your mathematics book, that is knowing our numbers. In this very chapter, the first type of numbers that we have to know is called natural numbers. Natural numbers are all those numbers which starts from 1. Counting numbers which starts from 1. Whole numbers, the counting numbers which starts from 0. Basically, we can say natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. Then after, whole numbers are classified as, this is called a classification of whole numbers, even numbers and odd numbers. What are even numbers? Multiples of 2 are called even numbers. And what are odd numbers? The numbers which are not multiples of 2. Multiple means by which we can divide. So how you will get the multiples of 2 from the list of whole numbers? You have to multiply every whole number by 2 and you will get the even numbers. If the numbers from the whole number list does not exist in this group, the numbers are then called odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. Further, whole numbers are classified as prime numbers as well as composite numbers. Prime numbers are those numbers which have two exact factors, 1 and the number itself. Factor means by which we can divide. And composite numbers are those numbers which have more than two factors. The example of prime numbers is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc. It means that in the list of prime numbers, every prime number is odd except 2. 2 is the only even prime. But in the example of composite numbers, we have 4, 6, 8, 10, 9, 10, 12, 14 and 15. They are even as well as odd. There are so many odd numbers which are composite. Now we have to study the first part of knowing our numbers, that is called integers. That is the very important component of this topic which you will see in the next video. Thank you very much. Hope you will understand it properly.